and that is the New York Jets, whose season went into deep despair.
Oh no, not that ear, not that ear. Don't pull that ear. That's Daddy's bad ear. Daddy would
And
scream
you
like a little
replaced
girl.
what Casino was just saying about his ear and replace it about a leg. And that is what Aaron Rodgers was saying about 5 snaps into last season, which ended up being a season-ending injury after playing, I believe it was 3 snaps, correct? I think 2 or 3. The Jets, however, still finished with a 7-10 record starting for the rest of those games. This podcast's favorite quarterback, the MFer himself, Zach Wilson,
The best man ever,
who is now on the Broncos. I just talked about him last episode. So, and I guaranteed he's 3rd string quarterback right now. He will find a way to start a game next season. It's going to happen. I guarantee it. But the Jets finished 7-10 with the number 3 total defense in the league. Their defense was lights out. And then their offense, however, sputtered, and they were 31st in the league. So again, top 3 defense, 31st in the league, and that's how you get a 7-10 record. You can stop people, but you can't score to beat them. And the Jets this year, again, we talked about this in the over-under. Oh, this is insane. Their over and under is listed at 9.5. There's no way this is a 10-win Jets team.
I don't see it. Until I'm proven wrong, I don't see it. I mean, hell, if Rodgers comes out and he crushes it off of injury, good for him. I mean, they've got some nice new pieces and new weapons in offense. And Rodgers knows how to deal with a good offense. But I just can't see this team putting it together to being, competitive for the top spot in that AFC East.
Well, especially, are we sure that Robert Saleh is a good coach? That's my number one question, dude. Besides all the Rodgers stuff, like, is Saleh a good coach? Now, I would say he seems to be a pretty good coach when you lose your star quarterback and you still go 7-10. But again, you were bringing in a quarterback with an injury history that was old. This was a real possibility, and then you still had no contingency plan and just went right back to the well with Zach Wilson, a quarterback who's already proven in New York on this Jets team under this coaching staff can't get it done. So that's why I say, is he a good coach? I don't know, because you can make as many he was a good coach as he was a bad coach points, which is the contingency, which is bringing in Rodgers.
Right.
But then you look at this Jets team. They obviously got Rodgers coming back from injury as the starter. Breece Hall also coming back from injury.
I want to see what he does.
Yeah, him and
I
Garrett
like Breece
Wilson.
Hall.
Garrett Wilson had a great year. Breece Hall looked like he was going to have a great year before injuries stopped. Their offensive line is still a giant question mark when it comes to this team.
Yeah.
So
Rodgers is concerned about that.
I mean, he should be, considering they let him get annihilated 3 plays into his Jets career. So, and it's not like, I don't think they made giant, vast improvements over the offensive line in the past year. So what the Jets also did in the draft, if I could find them on here, they went with their 1st round pick, drafted an offensive tackle. So at least they're addressing it. And it was a giant man with the 11th pick from Penn State, Olu Fashanu.
Good job.
He is 6'6", 312 pounds.
That's not that big.
That is giant. And then,
that's not that big.
With the rest of their picks, they went wide receiver, running back, quarterback, running back, cornerback, safety. So at least they have depth on the offense because, again, they had the 31 ranked offense last year. So basically, Casino, my last question for this Jets team, over or under listed at 9.5. We both think way under.
I don't say, I'm not going to say way under, but they're not reaching over 10.
Now they do have the 4th easiest strength of schedule. So they do have one of the easiest schedules in the league, according to Sharp Football analysis. What do you think this season looks like for this Jets team? Let's say Rodgers stays healthy through the entire season.
Oh man, definitely an offensive presence is going to be. They're going to be flashy. They're going to score points. I feel like, especially if he stays healthy. The defense, will have to step up. But then again, you have to put all of that together. You have to have a game plan to beat teams because teams are going to come in who have played Rodgers throughout his career and figure this out. And now my kid's just saying "owie" for no reason. Children, enjoy.
She also feels your sympathy pain. But so do you think the Jets finished number 3 in total defense next year? You think the defense stays around top 5, or you think there's a drop off? Or do you think the strength of the Jets last year is the strength of it this year?
I think it's going to be a drop off. I think that they overperformed because there was more eyes on them this year because Rodgers was joining the team.
That's an interesting now you said I had a hot take earlier. That is a hot take. That would actually be a crazy turn of events where all of a sudden the defense is struggling and then the offense is just lighting it up.